Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Dragon Age Inquisition. Well, it's another one of my ongoing in and out series of games that I'm playing continuously myself, and that I'll update when and where on the channel just to show progress. So as I said previously, if you watched any of the videos, I came back to Dragon Age Inquisition because originally when I played it, and I played it tons, but I didn't have access to all the DLCs because I only had a PS3 and some of them you couldn't get on PS3. Then I started playing it on PS4 when I got that, and because there's so many new games and there's so many games I started playing, at a certain point I just kind of stopped playing it. Not because I got bored, not because I got annoyed with it, it's just other games took over, and as you'll all know probably, you get into a new game or new games, and although you mean to continue with a game you've been playing, you'll just forget, and you'll forget to play it, and then when you go back into it, it's kind of hard to pick up. So there was quite a while when I just didn't play this, and then a few months ago, maybe a bit longer than that now, I decided to go for it and finish off from the last playthrough I was doing on PS4. So I wasn't starting the whole thing again, but do all the DLCs and get to the end of the game. And the last video I made about this on this channel was I was in Frostback Basin doing the On Ameridan's Trail quest. And if you saw that, you can see that little picture in the top right. It's kind of where I was. I was in the fortress, the Tavinta fortress, and I got through most of Ameridan's Trail. I had linked all the trail markers. I know it says that, but I'll explain that in a moment. And if you saw the last video, it was me getting killed in the final part of that temple fortress place where you have to fight the last boss there. I hope it's the last boss there. And lots of other annoying enemies. And all the time it's very cold, and so all the time you're running around trying to keep lighting burners, and you're fighting and all your companions are getting killed. And the last time, if you saw the video, I got killed, which was not the first time I'd got killed doing that. It was probably about the 6th, 7th, 8th time, and there was probably in quite a few times since I went back to that and did it. And what I concluded from that was that I was dying a lot. No, that is what I concluded, but what I concluded was that I can't, I'm not leveled up enough to do that, or at least the level of my play in this game is not good enough for me to do it. I'm sure that some people who are fantastic at this game or games, they can, do it on a slightly lower level than they need to be. I think the recommended level for this for that quest is like 22, 23, something like that. And I'm like 21, 22, so I'm really close. And to be honest, I kind of ran out of main things I wanted to do in the rest of the game to level up anymore. And I was hoping during Frostback Basin I would level up another couple of levels, but I just kind of got to the point where there was nothing else that I needed to desperately do. So I was doing it, and as you saw if you watched the video, if not you can go back and watch me getting killed, I couldn't. And so what I've done is this thing where it says light all the trail markers. Well, like I said in the previous video, I had lit all the trail markers, got to the fortress, got right through it, but I realised that that wasn't going to work. And annoyingly, once you're in the fortress, and I found this out afterwards, you can't walk yourself out. So with lots of missions in this game, other games, but in this game, you can walk yourself out. If you get somewhere, you can run away, basically. So you can walk yourself out of the mission. But here you can't, apparently. So when I tried to walk back, it was quite a long journey back through all the part of the temple I'd gone through and the outside defences, and got to the bit where you'd leave, you can't. So you're stuck with having to do it, and I realised that I couldn't do it. So I had to reload back to a part before I'd lit up all the trail markers to start again, basically, that whole mission. And I always advise in every game you can, where you can, to save often. So it means I have to do some of those trail markers again. I have to fight my way back through the whole of that fortress again, but it is what it is, because I know from myself, and I don't know about you guys, but like if I play some mission too often and it's becoming frustrating or annoying or I can't do it, I'll just give up with the game. So I thought, rather than get annoyed with the game and get stuck on a bit where I can't progress, I'll just go back and do it again. But I realised I wasn't at the right level, so what I've done out of that is I've come to the Deep Road, which is the other DLC other than the end game DLC, which is something I've not got to, obviously, because I've not got to the end game. But this is the Deep Roads, and I've already entered the Deep Roads. Here we are in the Deep Roads, and you can see that they're roads and they're deep. They are. It's quite challenging to get to this point. You have to fight quite a few big enemies, but none of them were beyond the level that I could do. That doesn't mean I'm not going to find one later on that I can't do either. This might end up being like Frostback Basin, where I end up in a situation where I can't continue because I'm not the right level. But what I don't like doing, and I've never actually had to do it in any game before, I can't remember because I don't play online or multiplayer or those kind of games, is I've never got to a point in any game ever where I had to go back and just keep trying to find things to level where I'd gone through most of the game. And I'm kind of a slow, methodical person in games. What I mean by that is I do most of the missions. I don't skip all the side quests. It doesn't mean I do every mission. Obviously, with Dragon Age Inquisition, I didn't do every mission in the hinterland. That's like a whole game in itself. But I've done quite a lot of the side quests. I've done quite a lot of the missions. So it's unusual to find a game where I get to a point where I want to proceed and I have to grind for what it is. And I don't really want to have to find another couple of levels of grind, because that would really just mean going back through other levels and doing like side quests and busy work. So I don't really want to do that, but it might be that I can't proceed with this. I'll run into a point where I get stuck and I can't continue either, but it is what it is. So anyway, we'll see. We're in the Deep Roads. I've got quite a way in. Killed quite a few enemies to get here, made contact with all the something I didn't pick up, scorched ancient, it's a part that I need, I didn't even see that, there you go. I need to open the rune warded gate of Segramar, like you do, and I'm looking for some gears, which is a thing that happens in this game quite often. You need parts for gates or doors and things, and I've come in here. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned it on this channel before. The two things that I'm annoyed, I don't like in games much, are flying very quickly and having to do stuff, because I'm not very good at that. My coordination level is not quite up to that sometimes. It depends what it is, and these games I've played that are space flying games, I've found I'm good at it, but it's not my kind of thing. Not, I don't want it to be my thing, it's not I don't like it, I'm just not really fantastically good at it. So it has to be a certain kind of game where the way the fighting and the flying and the shooting matches my skill set, or my speed set, I would say. So if it's a game where you fly around, you have to fly around quickly basically, and everything's shooting at you and you need to react very quickly, I'll die. If you've got time to aim and take a bit of time, then I'll be okay. So that's flying. And the other thing I really don't like is games where you have puzzles that you can't solve, or I can't solve. Like I said, it's not everybody, I can't solve without having to go on Wiki or YouTube and find the answers. And I found this puzzle, which is you move these bits and pieces. You can see what it is. You've somehow got to move. There's a little clue over here. Let me see if I can still find it. Oh yeah, there it is. Get around there. Yeah. So you can see there's a little clue there, big cannot cover small, left moves right, piece by piece. So I get the gist of it. It's like a school kids thing. You have to move these bits, and you can move the small bit to the furthest thing, and then you move the next biggest bit there in the middle, and then you move the bit back. But it's annoying. It's annoying, and I don't like them. One, because I'm not really good at these things, and they're fiddly and kind of frustrating. And also I always wonder, like, why someone would do that. Like, I like games that to a point make sense. So it's like in a game like this, I would expect, like, considering what this is, it's some secret way of getting a part of the floor to open up. There's something in the middle of the floor, I can't remember where it is, and it needs to be activated. So you would expect something like a hidden lock or a secret key. It doesn't really make sense that someone's got this desk and there's their big chair, and they've got this desk and they'd set up this weird puzzle which you just had to move these pieces across to open this, and it doesn't even explain how they will be linked. There's nothing under the table how they would be linked to open it. There's no mechanism, so it doesn't really make sense other than it's just an annoying little puzzle to put in the game, and I don't like that. I'd rather it was get through this enemy barricade, get the secret key, because that would make sense, to the secret key, or dive through this thing. I might not be good at it, but at least it would make sense, dive through this, get to the secret chamber where the key's kept, or the switch is. But this is just a bit like so I've just got to this point. I've only tried it once, I've not even googled it yet, and I'm gonna continue. But that's just an update of where I am. So I've not abandoned, but I've quit the Fortress mission in Frostback Basin because I couldn't complete it after I did the last video. I tried it again quite a few times, and there's no way of quitting and there's no way of running out, so I had to just reload. I've come to Deep Roads. I've got quite a way into Deep Roads. There's still a lot to go, but I've got into it and I've got past the initial fights and I've got to the Deep Roads, and I'm at this puzzle piece, so we'll see how it goes. And like I said, it's a game that I intend to finish. If I have to go back and I can't finish Deep Roads and I have to get another level up, I will go to wherever Hinterlands or the Hissing Waste, wherever it might be, and I will grind out more levels, because I want to finish this now. Because I want to finish it, kind of because I do. This is why I started it, and as somebody said, I've started, so I'll finish. And also because I kind of want to remove this from my storage on PlayStation, because it takes up quite a lot of space, and that space could be used for other games. So anyway, thanks for watching Guessagaingaming. I will be back with me solving this puzzle, or me not solving the puzzle and having solved it by wikiing it or googling it, and then I'll move on to the next part of this, and maybe I'll show you a bit of combat in Deep Roads as well. But anyway, thanks for watching. Dragon Age Inquisition, Guessagaingaming for me. Take care.